Okay, welcome in. I'm going to change things up a little bit. I normally always have everything displayed on the TV whenever I do my videos when it comes to sports, but I've just been, I'm not going to lie, I put up a few videos that I thought I could get away with, but they said copyright, so I'm no longer going to bother filming the TV or taking clips from like YouTube or something like that just to try to edit and make my own. So I'm just going to face it towards me, and I'm just going to go over the first round of this year's NHL Draft. So the San Jose Sharks had the first overall pick, and they ended up getting Macklin Celebrini, a center, out of Canada, and he played in the H East League, and this amateur team said Boston University, so just coming out of college. The Chicago Blackhawks had the second overall pick. They would pick Arturam Levshranov, a defenseman, out of Belarus, and it said he played in the Big Ten League with Michigan State. So, second overall pick went to the Blackhawks. The third overall pick went to the Anaheim Ducks. Beckett Sinecki, I believe, a right winger, out of Canada, and he played in the OHL for the Oshawa. The fourth overall pick went to the Columbus Blue Jackets. They would end up picking Caden Lindstrom, a center, out of Canada. He played in the WHL for Medicine Hat. The fifth overall pick was from my beloved Montreal Canadiens, and they would pick Ivan Demidov, a right winger out of Russia, and he played for the St. Petersburg Junior team, SKA. The number 6 pick, which was the first in franchise history, went to the Utah Hockey Club, and they would actually choose Tij Aginla, who just so happens to be Jerome Aginla's son, out of Canada, out of the WHL, and he played for Kelowna. The 7th overall pick went to the Ottawa Senators. They would select Carter Yamachuk, I believe, a defenseman out of Canada. The WHL, he played for Calgary. The 8th overall pick went to the Seattle Kraken. They would pick Berkeley Catton, I believe, a center out of Canada. He played for Spokane of the WHL. The Calgary Flames had the 9th overall pick. They would choose Zane Perrick, a defenseman out of Canada. He played for Saginaw in the OHL. The 10th pick went to the New Jersey Devils. They would select Anton Silayev, a defenseman out of Russia, and he played for Nizhny Novgorod. I believe I pronounced that name correctly. Probably not. So San Jose had 2 picks in the first round. They would choose 11th. That would be their pick for Buffalo. They would choose Sam Dickinson, a defenseman out of Canada, and he played for London in the OHL. The Minnesota Wild had the 12th overall pick. They would choose Zeev Buium, B-U-I-U-M. They actually got that pick from Philadelphia, a defenseman out of the States, and he played for Denver of the NCHC League. Speaking of Philadelphia, they would have the 13th overall pick. They must have flipped positions, yeah. So I think initially Minnesota had the 13th overall pick, and Minnesota had the 12th pick. Either way, they just basically swapped picks. So Philly would choose 13th, and they would get Jay Lachenko, a center out of Canada, and he played for Guelph of the OHL. So a bit of a 3-teamed pick. So Buffalo would choose 14th, but it's also saying Pittsburgh, San Jose, and Buffalo. So there must have been like a 3-team swap or whatever the case may be. Is either way, Buffalo ended up with the 14th overall pick, and they would choose center Konsta Helinis, if I'm pronouncing that name correctly. I guarantee I'm not. Out of Finland, and he played in the Jukurit, J-U-K-U-R-I-T, Jukurit, something like that. Either way, he's from Finland, so Buffalo has chosen him in their first overall selection. The Detroit Red Wings chose 15th. They would get Michael Bradzeg Nygaard, I believe, right winger out of Norway, and he played for Mora out of Sweden too. The St. Louis Blues would have the 16th overall pick. They would choose Adam Jiricek, a center out of Czech Republic or Czechoslovakia, whatever the case is. Czechia, I should say. And he played in the league or he played for the team PLZAN out of the Czechia League. The Washington Capitals would get the 17th overall pick, choosing Tarik Perikak, I believe, a right winger out of Canada, and he played for Prince George of the WHL. Chicago would get 2 picks. This would be from the Islanders. They would choose 18th overall, getting Saka Boseverts out of Canada, a centerman, and he played for Muskegon of the USHL. The Vegas Golden Knights would choose 19th overall, selecting Trevor Connolly out of the States, and he played for Tri-City of the USHL. So, New York Islanders would choose 20th overall, and it's showing Tampa Bay, Chicago, New York Islanders. So again, it must have been like a 3-headed team or 3-team trade, whatever the case may be. Either way, the Islanders ended up with the 20th overall pick, and they would select left winger Cole Easterman out of the States, and he played for the USA Under-18, and it says NTDB USHL. So just like the last 3 selections, they all came out of the USHL League. So Montreal would get the 21st pick of the, so it'd be their second pick of that draft. They actually got it from the Los Angeles Kings, selecting Michael H. out of Canada, a centerman, and he played for Chicago of the USHL. So 4 picks in a row of players from that league being selected. The 22nd overall pick went to the Nashville Predators. They would choose Igor Suryan, a center out of Russia, and he played for Yaroslavl Jr. of the Russia Junior Hockey League. Again, I'm probably not saying half of these names correctly, but I'm just trying my best. So the 23rd overall pick would go to the Anaheim Ducks. It would actually be Toronto's pick, but because of the trades, Anaheim would end up getting Toronto's first round pick, choosing Stein Solberg, a defenseman out of Norway, and he played for the team Valerenga, oh my god, out of the Norway League. Jeez. Whatever happened to like Cole Smith? Like, I just need people with standard names. So Colorado would choose, Utah would get the 24th overall pick with their trade with the Colorado Avalanche. So Utah would have 2 picks in the first round, and they would choose Cole Bedian, a center out of Canada, and he played for Barrie of the OHL. So this is a bit of a confusing one because there's like 4 teams here. So Boston would get the 25th overall pick, but it's saying like Boston, Detroit, Ottawa, Boston. So there must have been some crazy trades if there's 4 teams involved when 2 of them are the exact same team. So I'm a little puzzled about this one. I can see a 1-for-1 where like if you in this past season, if you traded away your pick, then therefore that team likely will have 2 picks in that round. But why it's showing Boston, Detroit, Ottawa, Boston, I can see Boston, Detroit, Ottawa. I don't know. It's very confusing. So either way, the Bruins would select Dean Letourneau, a center out of Canada, and he played St. Andrews College, and it says High On. I'm guessing that's High Ontario or something like that. So either way, Boston had that selection. Now the Kings would choose 26th overall, and this is also a 3-team trade as well. It shows Winnipeg, Montreal, and Los Angeles. So I'm not 100% certain who had the 26th overall pick. But either way, Liam Greentree, a right winger, was drafted out of Canada. He played for Windsor of the OHL. He is heading to LA. So Chicago would get the 27th overall pick. It would actually be Carolina's first round pick, but due to a trade, so Chicago ended up with a second, or I believe the 3rd pick, if I'm not mistaken, in the first round. They would choose Merrick Banneker, a left winger out of Canada, and he played last year for Brantford of the OHL. The Calgary Flames would get the Vancouver Canucks first round pick, 28th overall, selecting Mativ Gradin, a right winger out of Russia, and he played last year for Muskegon of the USHL. The Dallas Stars would choose 29th in the first round pick, right winger Emil Hemming out of Finland, and he played for TPS out of that same country. The New York Rangers would choose 30th overall, getting Eric E.J. Emery, a defenseman out of Canada, and he played last year It says USA under 18, but it also says NTDP USHL. So he could have played for an under 18 team and also played in the USHL as well. So Toronto will get the 31st pick. It says Toronto, Anaheim, Edmonton. So again, another 3-team trade off there, but Toronto ended up with the 31st overall pick, selecting Ben Danford, a defenseman out of Canada, and he played last season for Oshawa of the OHL. And last but not least, the Edmonton Oilers would choose 32nd, selecting Sam O'Reilly out of the OHL, and he played for London. And when Edmonton chose, it's showing Florida, Edmonton, and Philly. So again, a three-headed team trade, if that makes any sense. And just want to take a quick little gander. Yeah, so the second round and the third round of the NHL, basically the rest of the rounds 2 through 7 will take place today, and I will do my best to have an upload for the rest of the drafts. But that takes care of the first round of the NHL draft. Like I said, I will have another video talking about other teams and potential trades that they will make in day 2 of the NHL draft. Again, this is going to be a very busy weekend for NHL content at least. So we have the draft today, and 2 days from now is when free agency frenzy gets going. So it should be interesting to say the least. Okay, well, that takes care of the first round review and recap of the NHL draft. I know I screwed up a lot of names, probably didn't pronounce a lot of things correctly, but I tried my best. That's all you can do. Give me an A for effort. Anyways, as always, if you're new to this channel and you like this type of content, feel free to hit the sub button. I'd be very grateful and very appreciative. Until next time, and as always, take care.